What's up, you guys? Hey, welcome to the RTTO podcast. I am your host, SHAWNA 100. Yes, it's another day, another vid, right? This is actually my first video podcast by myself. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for just stopping by. And, I'm not one to ask. I'm only one to say, just watch the video, okay? Just watch the video. But anyways, yeah, thank you for tuning in. Today, I just wanted to go over, I want to come in really quick and talk about, uh, I do have a topic, but I also wanted to implement this new segment in here that I'm gonna call, Where Are We Now? Currently, I went to the 270towin.com/2024 presidential election poll site, and just to see who was winning what or how it was looking in the presidential race. I'm starting to try and pay more attention now. Excuse me. I'm starting to try to pay more attention now to what's going on in this world, specifically with our presidential race. And I went to look at the polls, and if you guys go check out this webpage, it has every state and it has who's winning in what state, but it don't give you like a straight number of like, okay, overall who's winning. Let me scroll down. Maybe they have something on here. Okay. Maybe they have a final number. Nope, they don't. They just show you who's winning in each state. Well, but from the looks of it, Kamala's kind of winning. Most of the states that I see, she's winning by like a percentage, you know, like 1%, 2%. She's ahead. So it's still a close race. Okay, what else is in the news? Everybody's talking about P. Diddy. I'm not gonna talk about P. Diddy. I'm not gonna talk about it. It's too much. Like, and then my podcast is not even really about that kind of shit. Um, Not that I'm against any podcast that does talk about current celebrity news. But I don't talk about that stuff on my podcast. Um I try not to get involved or in other people's business, even though um celebrities do um have a lot of responsibility when it comes to being in the public eye. And but I just don't want to say my opinion on that either way, here or there. I don't want to say my opinion. Because I just don't like talking about people. I get it. I get it. And maybe the opportunity in the future will come up. But right now, today, on this particular episode, I don't want to talk about that. But that is current news. What else? Make sure you guys read your ballot books. Okay? I'm going to put that out there. Make sure you read your ballot books so you know what's going on in your states. So you know that when you go to the polls and you vote, voting isn't just about the presidency. It's about what's going to go on in your community, in your counties, and with your local governments. And if you don't pay attention to these things, you'll get to the poll. And I know when I was younger, I would go vote, and I didn't read the book. I'd be standing in there for 30 minutes in the poll site, trying to figure out yes or no, just making dumb decisions right then um, instead of doing my homework. Okay. So I just want to encourage everybody to read your ballot book. Okay, when it comes in the mail. I received mine today, and I started reading today. And some of the things that I saw were things that I need to be paying attention to. We all do. So if you're in my state, read your book. So what do I want this podcast to be about today? Right? Enough of the where are we now? That's that segment. But anyways, what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about some advice that I got a long time ago when I was like 18, 19 years old. I used to act. I had a very short-lived acting career. I had signed with a talent consultant, and I was they had set me up with acting classes, and um, they set me up with somebody, photographer to take your headshots and all that kind of stuff. And I used to go get my hair done. I had this short haircut like Holly Berry in the movie Boomerang. That really short bob haircut. So I had that straight out of high school when I cut my hair off. And my hairdresser, she had a friend that was in movies, very popular actor back in the day. I do believe his name was Hawthorne. He was in the movie the Five Heartbeats, Four Heartbeats, Five Heartbeats. He played the character of Red, and he was also the bus driver in the movie Speed with Keanu Reeves. And he would come in every now and then, and I saw him a couple times when I was getting my hair done. And my hairdresser told him, she told him, she was like, she's trying to be an actress, so you should talk to her, give her some advice, or what do you have to tell her about being an actress? And he gave me some of the best advice that still resonates in my life today. I still use it to this day, and I want to share it with you guys today. And so that's going to be the topic of this episode, and it's going to be a quick one, right? But what I want you guys to do is get into the comments and let me know what is some of the best advice you've ever received in your life, and how are you still using it to this day, or how is it still popping up in your life, to where you be like, man, that was some of the best advice because I could use it, for this, and this. It always comes in right on time. And this is one of the things that somebody told me, and I would say it is the best advice I've ever received. I've received a lot of good advice, but this one, it resonates with me the most. And so he came over to me and he said, "You want to be in the acting field or whatever?" And yeah. We chopped it up a little bit. And he said, "This is the best advice I'm ever gonna give you." And he was like, "This could stay with you for the rest of your life." He was like, "Do it yourself." He said, "When it comes to anything you do in life, do it yourself. When it comes to this acting business, do it yourself. Do it yourself." And I took that as, don't rely on other people to make your dreams come true. That's responsibility lies solely on you. And you can't be upset if other people are not opening doors for you or wanting to be a part of your dream. You just have to make it happen yourself. If worse comes to worse, things don't work out, you have to do it yourself. You have to, and that saying works on different levels. You know what I'm saying? Getting up in the morning, doing what you need to do for yourself. You have to do it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Going, putting in the effort, networking, doing whatever it is that you need to do. You have to do it for yourself. Do it yourself, for yourself. And I thought that was some really good advice. I really did. I was like, at the time I was young, and I didn't, of course, you don't realize in the moment how something is going to be so potent in your life and it's going to really help you throughout your life. And that was years ago, not to put my age out there, but that was years ago. And I'm a team player. I don't want to sit up here and act like I'm not a team player. But I am definitely more of a do it myself type of person. I like to do things on my own, especially when it comes to work. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I was able to be a chef, and I know this is a huge reason, why I was able to be a chef for so long was because I was cooking and working with people. But when it was time to when it was time for us to open up the restaurant and get to cooking and focusing on the dishes that you're producing on your station, that's why I lasted so long. Because it wasn't no time to talk. It wasn't no time to collaborate. It was up to you to handle your part of the line, right? I was taught to look at the line that the cooks cook on as a ship, and each person has their section of the ship that they have to uphold in order for the night to go smoothly. And part of that was making sure you do everything for yourself so that the night will go smooth, specifically for yourself, but also for your teammates too. So I liked that dynamic. I liked that way of working where I had to come in and perform every day, not only for myself, but also for my teammates, front of the house and back of the house. But it was mainly on me. And so every day it was a certain amount of pressure that I had to rise to the occasion, right? In order to make that happen for myself and for my teammates. And so my whole career has been about do it yourself. When I would go and want to work with certain chefs, go into the restaurant, you know, I was doing it for myself. I was doing it for myself, by myself, you know, stepping up to the occasion, stepping up to the moment, and knowing that I can do it and telling myself that I can do it. And that's just one way of looking at that saying, do it yourself. You know, another way of looking at it is don't rely on other people. Don't be codependent, right? Do it yourself. Stop waiting on people to do things for you. Stop complaining that people aren't doing things for you. Stop complaining that people aren't supporting you the way that you want them to support you. Here's another thing. Not everybody has the same heart as you. Okay? And one thing that's connected to that is not everybody has the same heart as you, and not everybody was raised like you. So your expectations are always going to be met with disappointment because you expecting people to do things for you when expectation can only lead to disappointment most of the time. Most of the time. You know, and I can go down a whole rabbit hole of that's why we need to have compassion for one another. That's why we need to um, be understanding towards one another when people can meet you where you at and when they can't meet you where you at. You have to do it yourself. Then you have nobody to complain about. Not only that, it's getting done because you're choosing to get it done. Right? So that can also go for codependency. Because there's a lot of people out here waiting for something that's never going to happen because they're not doing anything to make it happen. You know? A lot of the times, I have to push myself. I tell you guys this a lot. You know, if you listen to the podcast, I tell you this guys a lot. I have to push myself. Sometimes I procrastinate. You know, I could find every reason in the book not to do anything. You know, there's days I've decided to take some time off from work, from being in the kitchen so that I can get myself to go into a different direction. But it's like what I've learned over the last few weeks is you got to treat doing things for yourself like a business. Like it's your business because it is your business. And it's real easy to be idle and be lazy, you know, and be comfortable. But if you don't know how to push yourself, and so what I had to learn, getting back onto the point of what I was getting at, is you have to learn how to get up every day and find something to do that's going to make your future self happy. And it shouldn't be no other reason you doing that but doing it for yourself. Doing it for yourself, doing it yourself, you know? And so, yeah, I wanted to come in really quick and just talk about that and just give you guys that gem. That was some of the best advice I've ever had. And my computer. But that was some of the best advice I've ever gotten in my life, and it still resonates with me today. I still use it as a motivational tool, and a motivational tool in my life. And I wanted to share that with you guys. And I would love to hear, like I said, get into the comments if you want to. Please subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Like and share if you want. But my main thing is get the message. Hear the message. Hear what I'm telling you. you know, because I feel like it's something that needs to be said, you know, because sometimes you need a reminder. I know I do, right? It's all about rising to the occasion, right? RTTO. And yeah, so like I said, I just wanted to come in really quick. Please be on the lookout for more videos. This is my first one. I just wanted to check in really quick with you guys. Drop something on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Let the algorithm know I'm here. But most of all, come in and just share a moment with you guys about something that I had been thinking about. Um, I literally just thought about talking about that when I clicked record today. So I was like, I'm not gonna put no pressure on myself. What comes to mind? Well, I know I've been trying all day to record this podcast, setting up things, doing different things. And I said, I got to get up and get it done and just start from where I'm at and do it myself because nobody's going to come in here and make it happen, And it feels so good to be able to get on here and just speak my mind and put it out to the world. And I hope that it touches somebody. And I want you guys to know that from this podcast, you can always expect to have um, genuine topics that I'm going to talk about. You're going to be able to, I like to speak about real life, but I'm very spiritually led. So a lot of the things that I usually speak on is motivational. It's spiritual, not necessarily like I'm a preacher or I'm preaching, but it's about um, connecting with your intuition. A lot of the times, a lot of the times I'm speaking on things that are very intuitive, um, and down to earth, topics. So if you like good conversation, no fluff, you know, um, just seeking the truth, wanting to become more than you ever thought you could be, wanting to connect. I really want to build a community of people who are enlightened by connection, because I believe that we're all connected. We're all connected, and there's no such thing as separation. Um, and I'll delve deeper into that, because on a future podcast, because that's a deep one. I could be on here for a whole nother hour, you know, when it comes to that. But I think a 20-minute video is good enough to introduce myself and just to say thank you guys for watching once again. Um, and yeah, keep me in your prayers. You're definitely in my prayers. And yeah, that's it. So thank you once again for watching. And like I always say on every podcast, I always end every podcast this way. And I'm going to end my video podcast in the same way too. If you're around somebody today, speak life into them. Lift them up. Because each and every one of us, all of us on this planet, we need love. Peace out. I'm SHAWNA 100. And this is the RTTO podcast.